Suraj, click on start webinar.
Done, sir. Done. I have done.
Hello, wonderful attendees. I'm your host, Dalvinder Kaur from Lovely Professional University. Get ready to dive into today's topic, that is unleavening the enterprising spirit to law, innovation, and startup ideas. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day, Mr. Sunil Kumar, Assistant Professor and COD, School of Law, Lovely Professional University. Mr. Kumar excels in public speaking, monitoring students, drafting policies, and leading as the COD domain law 2. A true team builder, he consistently inspires through his leadership and dedication to education. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Rajan Prajapati, Registrar and Professional Mediator, Equa Law and Law Docs, based in Jaipur, Rajasthan, with extensive expertise in mediation and dispute resolution. Mr. Rajan specializes in financial, family, and business cross-border dispute resolution. So I would like to introduce Mr. Suraj Reddy, LLB final year student, Lovely Professional University. So now I would like to introduce the admission nominee also in this webinar, Mr. Rishabh Sharma, Officer and Area Coordinator at the Department of Types, Division of Admission, Lovely Professional University. Mr. Sharma plays a pivotal role in connecting the university with the various institutions and organizations. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions. You can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. And now I hand over the things to Mr. Sunil, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from him. Over to you, Mr. Sunil.
Thank you, Balwinder ma'am. Thank you, the whole team. And I welcome once again the panelist for the day, Shri Rajan Prajapati from Equa Law. And I equally welcome Shri Suraj Reddy, also a final year student, who is soon going to be a full-fledged legal professional. Now, the theme of the day is something which is very topical. If we talk about the emerging trends in the legal domain in 21st century. Now, when we talk about law innovation, friends, law innovation is, first of all, innovation is usually and traditionally associated with domains like business, and enterprise is always associated with business domain, pure business domains or commerce. As it has happened in the world, we know how the new world was discovered. We delve back into history. We go to the time of Vasco da Gama, Columbus, the new lands being discovered, and the whole colonial regime being established all over the world, which was nothing but in one way, it was all because of the enterprising spirit of some merchants and officers based in England who ventured out to new lands and then established their dominion over a period of time. This enterprising spirit has now, over the years, it has expanded. The world has witnessed the phase of industrialization, and we are now living in a free market economy phase where you have a lot of space being given to private agencies, and the private enterprising is perhaps receiving the maximum support from the government side. If you talk about India, we are now in a liberalized phase where you can think of ideas, you can work on it, you can run businesses with least governmental interference in the same. And also the formalities, the complexity of legal obligations and other compliance work has been reduced or is in the process of being simplified. So enterprising spirit per se in the traditional sense has always been associated with business or commerce domain. But when we talk of law, law has always been understood traditionally to put things in order, to maintain peace, order, to give punishments, to bring sentences, etc. All these things. Now, when we talk about law innovation, then what are we really talking about? What we are talking about is that law is having a legal system is ordered. There are legislations in place, there are policies in place. The court has a certain procedure of dispute settlement. But if you talk about 21st century, there is so much of pendency in the Indian courts that we are always struggling to find ways that how the judiciary can overcome this pendency. Or when we look at the executive work, the detailed executive work, which also involves law. Law is not, at the end of the day, friends, just about resolving disputes in courtroom. We cannot say law just operates inside the courtrooms. It doesn't operate outside the courtrooms. That is a very false assumption to make. So law is equally active and at play outside the courtrooms also every day. In every action, human action which is being undertaken, law has some role to play over there. So whether it's a corporate house, whether it's a university, whether it's a big company, whether it's a society, panchayat, village panchayat, law is there. It is somehow contributing not only in settling dispute, but is also the policy, whether it is being reasonably drafted, whether it is giving fair share to everybody. These are the kind of questions which are continuously being addressed in the administration. So there also law innovation is required. How we can simplify the process. A citizen of India, for instance, wants a visa. A citizen of India wants a visa to visit United Kingdom, United States of America, or any other nation in the world. You want a passport, you want a ration card, you want a license. There are an n number of procedures involved. Traffic challan is imposed, how it is to be processed. So that is something which is important to be watched. So municipal corporation is there in many of the municipal towns, so which is also constantly evaluating how the people are disposing of their garbage. And if they're not doing it properly, or commercial establishment, they impose challans. So my point is that there are n number of activities being undertaken in human action day in and day out. And law at times moves at its own pace. And the very consistent criticism which law domain has faced is that the disputes take very long time to be settled. And it is costly affair. And it is also not giving people a sense of satisfaction. Sometimes this is a criticism. Still, if we look at the Indian scenario landscape, the constitution in itself has been drafted in such a grand way with such big values, profound values, that people keep their faith intact and are always looking at how law innovation can ease the procedure, can simplify it, how the the judgments can be quickly delivered with less of delays, or less number of dates being granted further and further. The listing of case should be time bound, specifically in matters of offenses, grave offenses, where people want that justice should be done very quickly. So law is constantly being revised. On the criminal side, we have witnessed sea changes. There have been watershed moments in history in 1970, 73. Then you had in 2002, 2009, 2013 was a big watershed moment when the Delhi Nirbhaya case took place. And it was big changes were brought in, massive changes in the procedural delivery of the justice was done. Again, now there have been some changes have been done, which are now being implemented from this June onwards. As we know that the criminal laws have been revised again, and the nomenclature has also been changed by the Parliament of India. So on the criminal side again, but most of the disputes also take place on the civil side: matrimonial disputes, property disputes, will matters, commercial disputes between companies. So there are, every law is being revised. Now, what is happening in the market? Now there's a picture which emerges. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers report, the face of the future lawyer, friends, is that of a counselor, and the future lawyer, counselor, consultant, friend, guide, and not in the traditional sense a very black robe wearing lawyer advocate, as we imagine, or as the image which is there in our mind of a particular advocate or a lawyer, and which we witness on screen, in television, media, in theater, etc. So the image which is building now is that of a corporate boardroom executive. So the lawyer in this age is going to be a corporate boardroom executive who is well versed, not what the law is, but who is supposed to be able to satisfy the client in such a way that there is a holistic form of justice which is delivered. And this holistic justice is delivered only when there is less amount of, when it is not too costly, when it is not too telling on the time, on the watch of the client, when it is able to, when it is, when it is given in a time bound manner, and when it actually addresses the issue which the clients have put forth, and there is no dilly-dallying. So you have more of a counselor, and there are more out-of-court settlements. And Rajanji will shed light on this aspect that 2023, the mediation law came up. Suraj is here, our final year student, and it gives me immense pleasure to tell you, my dear friends, he has been given a patent for his very unique idea of online dispute resolution. And he'll talk about it in a while from now. So the underlying point which we must stress and which we want to revisit today and which we want to convey to you, there are several kind of innovations which have been undertaken. There are several startups which are coming. Like there is a startup which has been known as Asan. I'm just giving name because these are already playing, are players in the market. Asan Will. So Asan Will is a kind of venture which, for example, aims to make sure that the process of will making, the will, etc., is taken care of very easily at the doorstep of a person. So now the future lawyer could also be sort of a person who will be knock at your door and come to your service. You did not go to courts or to every other place. Everything is taken care from at your doorstep from the comfort of your house. Or Khata Book or some other kind of ventures which are there. Lawsikho, EdTech. If you talk about EdTech, he's revolutionized the education, the legal education, how it is being delivered. So that is something which is very important to be understood in this particular aspect. So with this basic understanding and with this vision that innovation and law startup is going to change the legal field like none other, I now invite Sri Rajanji to please come on board and share his ideas and his experience. And Rajanji has been associated with International Mediation Institute based in Hague, the Netherlands, and he has worked commendably in the field of settling disputes outside and is making mediation a mode of dispute settlement in this new age with the use of technology. AI is just round the corner, we know. Already it is started influencing our lives. So Rajanji, over to you. Ma'am Dalvinder, Rajanji will take the stage now. Ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me the stage. We have been working in the mediation, we have been working in the online dispute resolution, and we have been working in the entire ADR domain. And we have experienced a lot of growth in that. And to be very precise, this is the time to come where the people are going to resolve their disputes online, offline, through alternative dispute resolution methods. And we have been doing it very successfully. We are creating an entire ecosystem where not only we are training the mediators, we are training the case managers as well. We are getting the work online where on our legal platform or where on our online platform, people are coming out with their problems, with their family related issue, with their property related issue, because people have realized that it is better to go for a settlement than to contest a case. So that is something which we are going on. Mr. Sunil has already shed a light on the entire domain, entire area. So I'm not going to reiterate that, but yes, this is something that is going to progress. There are various startups that are coming. For example, like these days, traffic challans are being filed online. Virtual courts are functioning. Small disputes, like the SEBI has come out with a regulation that all the shareholders' disputes should be resolved through the online dispute resolution methods. Apart from that, ICICI Bank has already come out with a notification that the credit card related disputes are going to be resolved online, that too online dispute resolution. So this is the thing that is going on these days. So various new factors, various new circumstances, where various new opportunities are coming, where we should focus on the new innovation, new work, new type of skills, and we are going to deliver the services online, offline to the multiple clients. So this is something that is going to be very innovative and very lucrative for the students also. So this is a very good opportunity for the students who are going to enter into the profession. It is not a traditional litigation where one used to contest the cases before the court, but right now we people are focusing on the prevention of the disputes also, settlement of the disputes also. Risk and compliances is the new area which is coming in the legal innovation domain. We are also working in the fintech domain where we are providing NBFC related services, fintech related services to the people, and we are guiding to the people that how the dispute should be resolved, how the dispute should be prevented, how the mediation clause should be inserted in the agreements, how the small mobile applications which are dispersing loans, small loans to the students, to the housewives, to the normal people who are who cannot afford to take loans from the nationalized bank. All these things are coming up. So legal sector, legal domain is the main thing, because money recovery is the core issue which the fintechs or the financial companies are facing. So this is something like risk and compliances, governance. This is also a new area in which we are working, and like, we are able to see a huge growth ahead. So if you are able to divide the things, dispute resolution is one where the innovation is coming. It may be in the form of mediation. It may be in the form of online dispute resolution. It may be in the form of any other thing. Apart from that, people are going for prevention of disputes also, and people are going for the traditional litigation also, where the legal services are being delivered online. So these are the core three areas on which the Indian legal sector is progressing, and we are seeing huge growth ahead. So one is the prevention, second is the traditional method, and third is the resolution. This is something which is going on, which is in vogue these days. So yes, I'll give stage to Mr. Suraj Reddy, who will continue on this. Probably I'll be able to give my inputs also, because this is something which is coming very innovatively to the people, and people are going ahead with this. Yeah, please.
Hello everyone. Sorry if I may start here. Hello sir. When I thought about this idea, like I need to do something related to like any innovation related to legal fraternity and all. So the first thing that came to my mind is ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution Process. So initially, according to National Judicial Data Grid, sir, still today there are almost 1 crore 9 lakhs cases of pendency in courts, over 1 crore 9 lakhs, in fact. And it will take almost 300 years to adjudicate on all these cases. So it's near to impossible. So, sir, an alternative came to the traditional court settlements is the alternative dispute resolution system, as you are very well aware of this process. And sir, to make it more convenient to the client, I took the initiative to create a platform which is online dispute resolution platform. It is named as Legal Code. Over there, it is more customer friendly, client friendly process, where the client comes to the website and he will submit his case, and the case will be reviewed. And once the case is reviewed, a panel will be set up, any mediation panel, arbitration panel. It will be set up, and it will facilitate, and the mediator will facilitate the whole session. And sir, Legal Code is just a mediator between the client and the mediator. That's it. We are only giving them a platform. And this idea, School of Law, Lowly Professional University, they supported me really well in this case, because I was not at all aware on how this whole process will take up, because my platform is an online platform. Obviously, I'm not very well aware about the technological aspect. I'm good at law, I can handle all the legal things, but coming to technology, I was not at all aware. And Dr. Snower Amir at School of Law, she really helped me a lot. She took me to the CSC block. She made me to meet new people over there, and really they told me about the blockchain technology also, by which we can bring up the confidentiality in the website. And they told me about the artificial intelligence, machine learning process, and how could we include them into our website. And currently,
So
we
I
are,
think, Suraj, sorry to interrupt you.
sure,
So,
sure.
so Suraj, you see, this is the kind of like collaborative learning which you experienced.
Yes,
If
sir, yes,
if
sir,
we if you
true.
can say more of a collaborative learning, isn't it?
Very much true, sir, very much true. And fortunately, with the guidance of Dr. Sunor Amir, my patent is also published now. And recently in Innotech 24, which is held at LPU, Lolly Professional University itself, I have presented my idea and I got the winner's trophy, sir, like in the category of management and social sciences.
Wow. Congratulations, Suraj, and
Thank you,
we
sir.
really commend you on your performance. Can you tell us the audience, specifically our young audience who are connected to us, that how this particular ODL for which you have obtained this patent, how it's going to be, how it's going to function? Can you throw
Sir,
some light on it?
yes, sir, yes, sir, sure. Sir, many people are not at all aware about the ODR process, online dispute resolution process. They came to me and they were just asking, if you have any dispute, we'll go to the courts. What is the necessity of coming to you? I wanted to explain them, sir, as you have already set up the proper ground. You have told about the time effective and cost effectiveness in this litigation and all. So this ODR platform relies on the same. This is a completely time effective process. A whole ADR system is a completely time effective process, but ODR system can handle more cases compared with the traditional ADR system, because an online adjudication is more swifter and faster than the traditional ADR system. And sir, the client can join us at anywhere. He need not to be present physically.
Okay, Suraj, sorry to interrupt. Is
Sure, sir.
it like, is there any, like, how is your innovation different from what is already there in the market, or how, what is the new kind of additional inputs from your side
Yes,
to this
sir.
area?
Sir, yes, there were already many other platforms such as Sama, We Resolve, and the government initiatives such as government MSME cases recently. They were all handled by the ODR platforms itself. I came up with, sir, usually the Sama and other platforms, they take up the cases online and they set up the mediation session in offline. It is not a completely online process, to be frank, because there are very much difficulties in handling all these things in online platform. That's the reason I'm currently in touch with various IT professionals. I'm discussing with them. I'm trying to gather as much as information possible to make my platform in a more effective manner, so that I could reach up to many more audience, many more clients.
That's great. That's great to learn, Suraj. And I can see. So, what, like, did you also happen to take assistance from our e-resources, SCC online and in the law library? Did it really, those resources available with us, did it really help
It,
you at any stage to draft your proposal for the patent?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have to go through Arbitration and Conciliation Act. I have to go through many other cases also. I really took the help of SCC Online, Manu Patra, and the access is given by Lowry Professional University itself, SCC Online access. So I have to thank them, and mainly the guidance of you and Sunor Amir ma'am, sir. It couldn't have been possible without your guidance, because you were always there. You told me what are the loopholes in this project. You told me what are the lacunas, and how could I cover them up, and that's the reason I made this project. That's it.
Suraj, that no, we are always there for you, dear, as we are for every other student,
Thank you, sir.
and we are happy that you are growing in this such a manner. Acha, Suraj, I was just thinking, if you talk about this now, it's been granted patent, so
Yes, sir.
one particular milestone has already been achieved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, how do you want to take it to the market? Do you also intend to monetize it in some way in the near future?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think you already know, sir. This very particular idea has been appreciated by Dr. Rashmi Mittal, ma'am, Pro Chancellor of Lovely Professional University. She really appreciated this idea, and she said that she wanted to invest into this idea, and she gave me an opportunity to present this idea in front of her. So most probably, I'm going to present this idea in front of her so that I could raise some seed funding. After raising the seed funding, I can work upon my website.
I
For the
see.
web,
So university management is already shown the willingness to
yes, sir.
invest
Yes,
in
sir.
your idea,
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
that is the path which you think that it will take lead you to monetization.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True. Very much true.
That's great. That's great. We hope, Suraj, and we congratulate you once again. We hope your journey leads to very fruitful outcomes,
Thank you, sir.
and it
Thanks a lot.
serves not only as an inspiration, but to many more such innovations And I hope in different arenas of law, it can come up. Now,
Thank you,
thinking
sir.
of that, Rajanji, if you are if you are able to hear me, I just wanted to ask you that because we are also looking at the mediation aspect from the equal law perspective. So, do you think that the innovation which Mr. Suraj is contemplating will really be a game changer, or can it really influence these dispute settlement in some influential way? Can you give your observations, sir?
Yes, certainly. I'm very hopeful for that. For the reason that since we want to resolve the dispute through online methods, so there are 2-3 points. Like online arbitration can be there; it is allowed in the Arbitration and Conciliation Act. Online mediation is allowed; that is okay. But there are certain small disputes, like consumer disputes, fintech-related disputes, traffic challan-related disputes, where the virtual courts are functioning, credit card-related disputes, all like small disputes. That is the area where online dispute resolution can come. And since the Suraj has stated that they have designed such a system which is completely working online, it's not a mix up of online and offline. So that is a good thing, because like people are actually needing this kind of a solution, because India is a huge country with 140 crore population. One cannot travel from one place to another place. People are so busy also. They cannot take out time from their private jobs, from their government jobs. So this is something which is going to help. Because what happens is, whenever the human beings are coming into anything, there is a difference of opinion which may arise. They may have emotions also. They may not agree with each other. So that is something where disputes are going to arise, and these disputes should be settled if we want peace in the society. So in order to maintain peace in the society, in order to bring uh, clarity, in order to bring smoothness in the operations in the legal domain, online dispute resolution is the way out. Because previously, like people used to contract each other at the same place, but right now, due to online methods, people are taking help from one place to another place. Just me. So this is the new area which is coming, and online dispute resolution, if it is working completely online, it is certainly going to help. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for your input, Rajaji. I really appreciate it. Yes. So as you said that in insurance sector, loan settlement issues, consumer dispute issues, I think the world is like, it's completely like, we can say the world is your oyster in this scenario, and you can really give force to your ideas, implement your ideas, and this is something which is going to grow gradually, piecemeal initially, but its scope is definitely identified, and I believe it's going to grow. So that is the part about, we are talking about alternate dispute. But when we talk about innovation or startup, that this is one aspect. If we talk about some one or two other alternative, arenas where we can explore the innovation or startup, what else could be there? What else can we witness in the times to come, as your observations?
We can witness like the boundaries between various streams, various domains is getting hazy. For example, like HR manager has to know the law. The financial manager has to know the law. CA related aspect, taxation is there. So taxation should be known for the, like, it is must for the advocate also. It is must for the CA also. So mix up of things are coming, like company registration online, online trademarks registration, thereafter contesting the cases through trademarks, online various, like legal sector is actually the last sector which is coming into the online domain, because there was some resistance kind of a thing from the advocates, but right now everybody is realizing that legal sector should also come in the online domain. So various things are coming, and since the boundaries are not there, boundaries have become very thin. So that is the reason it is very innovative area also. like CA plus law, taxation plus law, HR plus law, MBA plus law, all those things where people are innovating, people are experimenting with the things. So this is something like people are also focusing on the prevention of disputes. Governance related aspect is very much necessary, because what was happening is previously it was very easy for the government agencies to take control of the companies, to take control of the NBFCs, etc. But at this point of time, things become so complicated that even the government does not have these kind of resources. So that is the reason, like, everybody is focusing on the startup, and even the government is collaborating with the startups to give effective and efficient results. So this is something which is coming up, and I see huge growth in that. There are various startups which are coming in these particular domains. For example, one such area is land-related aspect also. Land distribution, land division of property, etc. You know that in every generation, the property is divided, but there is no super hit startup in that particular domain. Ultimately, the land is to be divided. If three brothers are there, or three siblings are there, the land is to be divided, or the property is to be divided by three. So this is also something which can be handled online, which can be done online. Three brothers who are, one is doing job in Bangalore, one is doing job in Kolkata. They cannot travel from one place to another place just for the division of their properties. What they can do is they can do it online. They can submit their property details online, and the property can be divided in the equally for all the participants, for all the co-partners, for all the brothers. So this is something which is coming. Land related aspects are coming. People are going for creating wills also, like, so will deed also, it is going online, because it is very important for an individual to create a will if he wants peace in his family after he goes from this world. So this is also new area which is coming up. Various startups are coming. So multiple options are there. Is coming. Core boundaries are not there at this point of time. People are innovating with the things. People are innovating with the ideas. So in order to bring solutions to the people, in order to bring solutions to the society, we must innovate in the cross domain, so that we can explore more work, we can explore more solutions for the people. So this is something which I see a huge growth ahead.
I think that is very well observed. Certainly, I think these are the areas which are bound to grow. And most importantly, we must understand that the boundaries between different disciplines are becoming very, the boundaries are becoming very fuzzy. The boundaries are becoming very fuzzy, and there is a lot of interdisciplinary approach which is becoming in the profession. So a lawyer may not just be expected to, let's say, just draft a particular arguments, but may also be expected to connect at the same time, counsel people, also manage the social media profiles, handles. I mean, there is n number of tasks which, so he is supposed to be multitasker and an all-round person, rather than a very traditional lawyer in a very old avatar, like as visualized in a black robe. So he's as much as could be a corporate executive as much as a lawyer. So anyhow, this is what the time. This is how the world is growing, and law profession is trying to catch up with the times. So let's hope this grows even better. Suraj, before I close the session and hand over the mic to Ma'am Balwinder, I just requested you if you can share the image or the
Yes, sir.
document which you wanted to share about your own patent idea. So I think if that can help our viewers with something,
Yes, sir.
just give them a glimpse.
Sure.
So we'll also like to see it once.
Yeah. So can you see this?
Right. I believe it is there. Quickly, can you just tell us what it contains?
Hello everyone. This is about my project, which is named as Legal Code, and it is under the category of providing the legal services. And this is an online dispute resolution platform, as I have already explained. And the main intention of this platform, this is an user-friendly platform, mainly the user-centric platform. And the flowchart over here completely explains how this platform functions. First, there is registration, where the parties register for an ODI platform, then the case submission, then the case will be submitted by the parties or a single party, and the case review. Whatever the case has been submitted by the party, it will be reviewed by our panel. And then after reviewing the case, we will appoint a neutral third party who can be a mediator, and if there is an arbitration clause in the agreement, then he will be an arbitrator, as you are very much aware. So we will appoint a neutral third party, and the session will be facilitated in online. There will be two parties sitting in the online session, and there will be a neutral third party known as mediator or arbitrator. He will be facilitating the session, and his main aim is to bring both the parties onto a common ground and to settle the dispute. And once the dispute is settled and both parties come to a common ground and agree upon something, then he will frame a settlement agreement. And as you are already aware, sir, settlement agreement, it will be binding upon both the parties. And regarding this, I have also searched upon the validity of digital signature in the IT law. Fortunately, it is valid, and even if we collect the digital signature and paste in the settlement agreement in completely an online mode, even then it is completely valid. So, and finally, the settlement agreement will be enforced and it will have the force of decree in the civil suit. This is the whole process of ODR system. And here is the application number regarding my patent publication. That's it, sir. That's it from my side.
Right. Thank you so much, Suraj. Thank you for your inputs. We hope you really go on to make a great career on this path, and we would love to see you grow. So, ladies, gentlemen, friends, this is all from us for the time being. Innovation, just to sum up, the law domain profession is drastically changing. It is no longer can be perceived as the same routine profession where everything is settled inside the courtroom. In fact, the courtrooms and the judiciary itself is struggling to take care of the huge pendency, time management, public dealing issues, the way in which clients are handled, the way in which witnesses are handled or are treated by the court infrastructure. There are concerns about the infrastructure. So the whole legal world is looking at transformation and is looking at viable alternatives. In this, the alternative settlement of disputes, specifically through arbitration, conciliation, and mediation, has gained force in recent times. And specifically, organizations and startup ideas and agencies like Equalaw, and other innovation, and specifically the innovation undertaken by Suraj is the kind of innovation which are looking to ease this whole process of justice administration in one way or the other and help the client to satisfy their desire for justice, because justice is, friends, is a very, very broad concept and cannot be compartmentalized. And justice may mean one thing to one person, it may denote something else to another person. It really depends on the situation in which that particular party is stationed. And the study of the law really partakes a lot from many other domains: sociology, psychology, forensic sciences, technology. Now, Suraj had to take the help of, computer experts and computer smart geeks from the CSE domain in the lovely professional university. And that's how we worked upon. So we really stress upon the collaborative learning in that aspect and in that dimension. So with that, we hope all of you may really come up with your ideas, your queries. You can throw at us, and we'd like to answer them to the best of our ability. Over to you, ma'am, Balwinder ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sunil, Mr. Rajan, and Mr. Suraj. And now I would request to the admission nominee, Mr. Rishabh Sharma, to be on the screen. Over to you, Mr. Rishabh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Before starting, I would like to extend my regards to all the fellow resource persons. So today we will be discussing about approvals, accreditations, and infrastructure part of the university, and moreover the eligibility, fee structure, how to apply for admission in LPU. So without taking much of time, I would like to give you a glimpse of each and everything. So before starting, it gives me immense pleasure to share with you all that LPU is now NAC grade A++ university with 3.68 score on 4-point scale. It is highest score in first cycle of accreditation among all government and private universities. If we talk about, we also have NCTE, Pharmacy Council of India, Council of Architecture, Bar Council of India. We are also members of Association of Indian Universities. We are also member of International Association of Universities. And if we talk about rankings, we have been ranked 23rd by the World University Rankings 2023. If we move further, under World University with Real Impact, LP has been ranked second. Total ranking of innovation institutions on innovation achievement, we have been ranked third. We talk about extracurricular activities. LPU students create history. 12 out of 13 LPU students won 11 Olympic medals in all three categories: gold, silver, and bronze. LPU is champion of the 37th National Inter-University Youth Festival under the aegis of Association of Indian Universities, New Delhi. Our students excelled in all the departments, whether it is possession, music, dance, literary, fine arts, theatre. LP is also first runner-up for Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad Sports Trophy 2023, which was awarded annually by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. Our students shined at 19th Asian Games. See the level of exposure at LPU. LPU successfully hosted 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. His Holiness Dalai Lama at LP campus, two former presidents and single frame, then President of Afghanistan, Mr. Hamid Karzai, alongside the former President of India, Sri Pranab Mukherjee, alongside our worthy Chancellor, Sir Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, then Finance Minister of India, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, Venkaiah Naidu ji, Gauhar Gopal Das ji. Many Bollywood and sport personalities keep on visiting LP campus from time to time. We have added few of the slides. LPU also hold one Guinness Book of World Record on its name for highest number of people doing Bhangra at a single venue, state-of-art infrastructure, Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium with sitting capacity of around 2,500 people. Lab, Mac Lab, library is there, Unimall is there. You can get all your essential needs, basic needs fulfilled here. Even gymnasium is there, bowling area is there. We also have 50 bedded hospital within campus. Aerial view of lovely professional university, lush green campus, safe, green and clean campus, and night view of lovely professional university, ragging free campus. We also have indoor stadium facility, badminton is there, shooting range is there, basketball, volleyball, squash, competitive sports. We also have Olympic size swimming pool. This is the outside view of indoor stadium facility. Now let's go live. Let's check how you can actually check all the details yourself, right? Sitting at home. All you need to do is you need to go to our website, that is www.lpu.in. I'm repeating it for you, www.lpu.in. Then you need to click on admission. If you are 12th pass out student, just click here. Otherwise, if you are graduate, just click here. Then you need to select your discipline. Discipline is law. I have already selected it. And after that, these two courses option are available after 12th. So I have already selected BA LLB honors. So let's check the eligibility of this program. Eligibility says you need minimum 60% mark in 10+2 with English as subject, subject to qualifying LPUNEST or CLAT or CUET exam. You need to qualify any one. And if we move further, if we talk about the fee structure is 1,20,000 rupees per semester. In LPU, fees depends upon the caliber of the student. We offer number of scholarships as well. You can get scholarship on the basis of LPUNEST exam. You can get scholarship on the basis of your 12 percentage. Up to 25% scholarship you can get, and that will be around 30,000 rupees per semester scholarship. If we move further, we also have give scholarship on the basis of CUET exam. We give scholarship on the basis of CLAT exam. And apart from this, board topper scholarship is also there. Need-based scholarship is there. defense scholarship is there, financial aid to orphans is there, financial aid to person with certain disability is there, financial aid to person with certain disability blind is there. So if we talk about the important dates, online registration started from 1st June onwards. Last date is 25th of June. Please make a note. Last date of admission is 25th of June. Date of entrance exam is 5th June to 30th of June. Last date for submission of LPNS application and book exam slot is 3 days before the conduct of exam. Let's suppose today is 16. You want to give exam on 19. So in that case, you need to book your LPNS exam and book your slot by today itself. LPNS result will be announced within 48 working hours. So now how actually you can apply for LPNS? For that, you need to simply click here on apply now. Otherwise, you can note the direct link, that is admission.lpu.in. Here you can register yourself with your journal detail, and then all your credentials will be messaged you through text message as well as email. So once you log in, you need to continue to your LPNest application. Fees for LPNest is 1,000 for male applicant and 500 for female applicant. So once you have given your exam, your result will be displayed here in this portal only. After qualifying the exam, take admission option will be available in this particular portal only. So from here, you can check all the details and you can proceed for your admission also. Now, if you want to connect with us through WhatsApp, this is our WhatsApp number 9852569000. I am repeating it for you 9852569000. If you want to connect with our video counselors, just simply click here. Through Zoom meeting, you can connect with our video counselors as well. If you want to connect with our tele-counselor, you can note the number, that is 01824 404 404. 01824 404 404. So I hope, Dalvinder ma'am, I have covered all the important information. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rishabh. As I can see now, there are some questions from our participants. Can we take questions, Mr. Sunil?
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, how can someone is asking here? The first question is, how can regulatory sandboxes and legal innovation hubs help foster a more supportive environment for startups and encourage a spirit of entrepreneurship?
Right. Rajanji, can you take this?
Regulatory sandboxes are offered by the government, and these are the innovation centers where the innovators, where the entrepreneurs can come with their idea and they can experiment with the ideas. As the name itself is self-explanatory to the fact that it is a sandbox where you experiment with the things, where you come out with the ideas, where you are able to talk with the people, where you are able to coordinate with the people. So government infrastructure is suggesting, government infrastructure is supporting the startup innovators, where regulatory schemes have come out, where the government is providing regulatory support to the startup ideas, and it is innovating with the things. As we know that the gift city has been established in Gujarat. So various sandboxes kind of schemes have been implemented there because it is related to the financial services, fintech, gold related aspect, export, import, various things are there. Similarly, like RBI has also come out with these kind of sandboxes. SEBI has also come out with these kind of sandboxes. So all these new organizations which are in a way operated or controlled by the government of India, they are coming out with these kind of schemes so that the entrepreneurs can come, they can experiment with the things. So it is a actually good thing. Like you are getting a strong support from the government where your idea is being displayed to the people. So that is a good thing actually.
Thank you so much.
Right. I believe that answers you.
Adil is asking here, what are the most effective legal frameworks and policies that can be implemented to protect intellectual property while also promoting innovation and growth of startups?
Right, I'll take that. See, we need to understand that legislation is something which is dynamic in nature, and it needs to answer the emerging requirement which is there in the market. When we talk about intellectual property rights, dear, then it is always about not just about an individual who has created, but any intellectual innovation, or like you say, patent, copyright, or anything which is there in the market. Ultimately, it is an innovation because of the very fact that it is of benefit to the society. So at the end of the day, if it is not to the benefit of the society, it cannot be utilized in some way, it cannot be made available, it will not, there is no point in going for an IPR registration. So once you get it, IPR validation, it is a process, it is a legal process which one must go through. And there we already have a very elaborate IPR regime. You have a trademark law, you have a separate law for patent, design, etc. So you have a very elaborate processes. You have patent officers. There's a whole process of filing which one has to undergo, and only after undergoing that process and evaluation, a particular innovation may be given a patent, copyright, trademark registration is there, or any other particular IPR right is given. The owner enjoys, owner also partakes of the benefit, and in terms of royalty and ownership, and then that can be transmitted to other players in the market who would like to benefit from it. So this is the whole process of the law, and law is already geared in that aspect, with many amendments being undertaken from time to time. When we talk about startup, and when you talk about, let's say, the mediation law, which has been passed last year, and under this umbrella, agencies like Edu-Webinar, which is being led by Rajan ji, is now the field is open for them. Earlier it was not. So now they can actually undertake assignments, they can settle disputes, they can earn money from them. Students can, in fact, let me tell you, we already have a memorandum of understanding with them. So where our students will actually get an opportunity not to be professional mediators, but will be given assignments as case managers. So they will be case managers and they can earn from them. So the legislation is already geared to help it, and there is protection over there. And as the time moves on, the challenges can also be very well addressed by our parliament.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil. I hope all the participants got their answers from our experts. So once again, thanks to everybody. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding your admission. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.